everyone. Morning. Lovely Saturday morning, sunny again. So I thought I'd pop on here this morning and, well, it's actually this afternoon, isn't it? Didn't realise, sorry, this afternoon. And as I said in the week, I was going to give Penny a bit of a trim and tidy up. And I wanted to just talk you through a few things about trimming at home. Now, I know some of you have attempted it, and it's not as easy as it looks, as you've probably found out. The one thing I do want to say is that if you do want to attempt it and you're a bit nervous, my best advice is don't do it. Do the little feet trim, do the little face trim if you've got a furry faced dog, and just keep brushing. Brushing is the best thing that will keep the knots at bay. The last thing we want is obviously a dog to be terrified when they come back to the groomers, because the association with tools or whatever, or however they've been used, is a bit of a negative one. So if you're going to do it, great. If you're confident to do it, do it. If you're not unsure, please just don't do it. Just please don't do it. It's not worth the dog being put through it. In terms of equipment, I've had a few people ask me, excuse me, dog hair in my mouth already. A few people ask me, what are the best things? What are the best things to use? I can't recommend pet clippers as such because I don't use pet clippers. My clippers are, these are professional clippers that cost a hell of a lot more than pet clippers, and are maintained, through servicing and whatnot. And, these are what we use, what I use in my salon, and a lot of groomers do use them. And these cost a heck of a lot more than pet clippers, so I can't recommend pet clippers. You wouldn't want to spend the sort of money that we do on our equipment just for something you're going to do as a one-off. So that's my first thing. I'll show you what to do, but with how I do it and with my clippers and my blades. You've probably found, or if you have bought pet clippers, that they come with comb attachments. I don't use comb attachments. I don't like them, never have done. I don't think they're safe, obviously, for people that are, not experienced enough. But in my personal opinion, I don't like them, so I've never used them. I tried them once, wasn't keen. So my blades are all numbered differently, and obviously I know which blade does what because of the years of practice. I'm not going to go over again what comb attachments to use, what numbers to use, this, that and the other, because all comb attachments, colourings and codes and things are all different for different makes of clipper. I will literally be showing you on what I do with mine. The key thing to remember with clippers and clipper blades is that the higher the number, the shorter the coat. So, if you're going to go on a number 10, for example, you're going to pretty much scalp your dog. In terms of sort of doodle breeds and, breeds like Penny, I sit around, my numbers are either a 4, a 4F. These are what I call my doodle blades. I think they're a lovely length, certainly on dogs that are not knotty. That's the other thing. So if you've got a knotty dog, quite matty, you'll struggle to get through it on a 4 or a 4F. And a 5F, that'll take a doodle breed quite short. These are the three that I would recommend on a dog, like I say, that you want nice and short, but still keeping a bit of shape. But, if they are knotty, you're going to really struggle to get through on those. You would have to increase your blade size to get through them. The other key thing is that a coat should be clean. So if you're trying to clip your dog and you've not bathed them or cleaned them, then you're going to struggle as well, because the blade has to work harder to get through a dirty coat. So, again, it's all down to whether you feel confident to do it or not. As I say, when I was a kid years ago and we had dogs, there wasn't really many groomers around. And, I remember my mum back in the day, we always had spaniels, would trim the ears, trim the feet, give them a good brush every day, and it was enough. It was enough to keep them comfortable. It's not a bad thing if that's all you do. And it will keep your dog in nice shape, ready for when they come back to the salon. And it'll help the groomer, because obviously we don't want to be we really don't want to be taking every dog really short because of mats, and that's something we do have to do. If your doodle breed comes in really matty, the kindest and quickest thing we can do is take the coat off and start again. If you have to do that when you go back to your salon, don't be put off. Your dog's fur will grow, and it's all about the dog being comfortable, and that's our number one priority as a groomer. We cannot sit and take mats out and brush mats out for a period of time, because it is actually unkind and not in the good welfare of the dog. So that's why we do clip. It's not an easy option as people think it is. We have to be very careful because the mats can be very close to the skin, so it takes a lot of precision and care to get those mats out. So it's not an easy task. It's not something we do as a quick fix, as some people think we do. So that's a little bit about clipping. I've shown you my blades that I'll probably use. I have bathed Penny. I bathed her a couple of days ago actually, because I want to try and create the similar sort of situation as for you as what you would have. At the salon, obviously, it's pristine, it's beautiful, the bath, the dry, the clip, the trim, it's beautiful, all within a couple of hours. But I know it's taking hours for some of you to do it. So the thing I would advise is bath your dog probably the day before, get them nice and clean, give them that day to dry out. Because again, we don't want you chucking hairdryers at them and the dog being really scared of a hairdryer, because as soon as it comes back to us and we start using our dryers, which are completely different to our hairdryers, we don't want that association of, oh, it's a hairdryer, I'm going to freak, and then that's it. We're in a situation that we're struggling with. So just let them dry naturally. But while they're drying naturally, keep brushing. You've got to keep brushing as they're drying, because if you don't brush as the dog is drying, certainly on woolly dog coats, the coat will start to dry and it will start to clump together like this, and then you'll get those mats and you'll get them sticking to the skin, which you don't want. So whenever your dog gets wet, even if it goes out, you must brush it out and brush as they're drying. So let them dry naturally, give them a brush, let them dry naturally for a bit longer, a couple of hours, an hour, half an hour even, and just put the brush through again. So it will help, and it'll help dry the dog as well. So I did that with Penny, obviously, like I say, a couple of days ago. So her coat isn't perfect in the perfect grooming world. I've tried to keep it as real as I can for you guys. The other thing I have as well is obviously I've got my brush ready and my comb ready, because she's going to need a good brush and comb before I start trimming. And I've also got my little scissors, and I've gone back to my scissors that, I've shown you with the face trimming and the paw trimming. These are my thinning scissors, and I will probably use those because I just like to use them on my dog. But I will try and use these as much as I can to keep it as real as I can for you guys at home. So I've got my scissors, I've got everything handy, everything's laid out ready. So that's that on the equipment. As I say, I'm going to just show you how I work with my equipment. The technique of clipping, obviously, you'll see that as well as I'm doing it. But do remember, it's years of experience. It's my training, my fantastic training I had 12 years ago. This isn't something you're going to learn in a few minutes on a Facebook video. So please bear that in mind. And also as well, it might make you just realise just how difficult our job can be at times, and we appreciate any sort of positive feedback we can get off you guys, because in the grooming industry, we don't often get it, and it's really appreciated, and the support is as well. So I'll leave you there with that. I'll go and get Penny ready, and I'll be back soon.